know.
No, I'm like, what? Does Betsy play?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like the kind of thing you might tell your musician friends.
Actually, well, she's come up. I thought, weren't we talking, Katie?
I had no idea. Beautiful.
About a band. She plays the
Yeah,
trumpet.
I thought you said she played saxophone.
Trumpet.
Trumpet. Okay, my bad. I get my horns mixed up.
Trumpet.
Cool.
Glare.
Who's that? Betsy Rippentroff or someone else?
Gosh, the glare
Yeah,
is
Betsy.
strong.
That's cool. So I don't know if you can save this or not, but I can put the link in the chat. There's a password as well as a link for Friday listening exchange. There.
Cool. Thank you. We can probably copy that.
Let me know if you want me to send it to you via email. I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
I mean, as long as I remember to do it.
All right, welcome everyone and that's present, and Carol and Nick and Katie S, who will do this later. Oh, we just seem to have lost Barbara. Okay. All right. I am feeling really more just wanting to lean into practice today and the experience of practice rather than doing too much talking. So I invite you all to kind of settle into a seat or even lie down, but we will do a little chanting here to begin. So probably best to not lie down quite yet. Just want to keep my eye on the thing in case Barbara comes back. Okay. All right, so go ahead and let the eyes close if that feels comfortable for you right now. And if you prefer not to close the eyes, settle your gaze down at one spot. Allow the hands to soften. Relax the hands. And notice as you relax the hands if there is any other corresponding response or reaction to that softening. And maybe as you scan the body, noting if there is anywhere else that invites you to bring a little more softening into the experience. Becoming aware of whatever you're sitting upon and the foundation of the seat, the thighs, the legs, the feet. And as you close the eyes and bring the body into relative stillness, take a moment to observe, to notice how it feels to be in the body, the sensations, the energy level, the quality of the moment. Starting to tap a little more into the observer mind, the witness consciousness. carrying that clarity of the witness through your practice. And remembering, as we did last week, to let go of any expectation as to what this class or this time together should provide you with, but rather be open to whatever may unfold. And trust that your presence in this moment is enough. The practice itself will be the guide, the teacher, the journey, and the destination. As you allow yourself to land a little more into the body, into the vessel. Another moment of stillness, noticing, observing where the mind is traveling. And feel the strands of the mind, the tendrils of thought, unhooking from whatever may be pulling your attention outward. Like the turtle drawing back into its shell, feel any of those tendrils of thought pulling back in so that there is less thought, prana, moving outward as you redirect the flow of awareness inward. And with that pulling inward of awareness, invite the breath to elongate. Slowly and patiently elongating the breath. Breathing in through the nostrils. Following the breath as it travels in through the nostrils, down through the throat, into the heart space and torso. Noticing that gentle lift of the pelvic floor as the body breathes out and the breath moves up and out. As the breath deepens, come back into that scan of the body we began with, checking in with the hands or any other places that may start to grip subconsciously. Stay soft in the exterior. Trust the floor, the chair, the cushion to hold you. And receive the nourishment of the breath. Two to three more breath cycles here. And we'll chant the sound of Om 3 times. Continue to receive the inhale and allow the sound to move freely through you. And as you're ready, you can bow the head and slowly open your eyes. Take your time. If you need to adjust the seat at all or shift your position, go for it. We'll stay seated a little bit longer. Good, so starting with some movement in the shoulders, alternating if you like, or going just both at the same time. Check in with the jaw, maybe start to move the face a little bit as well. And reverse the direction or shift the movement in the shoulders. And then fingertips toward the head or the shoulders. We'll just twist a little bit side to side. And then the hands can come down and we'll begin to make some circles, that sort of churning action. Rocking along the pelvic bowl. Shoulders and hands stay soft. Feel free to close the eyes, allow the movement to be your own. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Breath stays fluid, landing a little more into the body and enjoying the movement or the action that your body is able to explore. And let's go in the other direction. You can even allow the head to get involved in any way it responds. Thinking of this as a sort of stirring of the pot, moving the abdominal organs, the visceral organs, getting some movement and lubrication, and also the joints of the spine and the hips and the shoulders. And then allowing yourself to land toward relative stillness. Aware of the space around the heart. The space inside the body. Good. Okay, and then from here we'll come to a standing position. So take your time coming up. There's no hurry. Okay, so standing upright, we're going to begin by just rolling on the balls of the feet a little bit here, shifting side to side. Okay, so you can just lift one heel and then the other, or you can make it a little more fluid, side to side, opening the soles of the feet, the toe joints, the metatarsals. Good, and then let it balance out, and we'll start to make some circles with the wrists. Following the breath as it moves inside the body, reverse that direction. The elbows can start to get involved as well. And then we're going to bounce on the heels a little bit here. Let the arms shake, the jaw soften, knees soft. Feel free to exhale or sigh a little bit out through the mouth. And we can start to shake the hands a little more here. Bouncing still, or shaking the legs a little. You can shimmy so you can feel the thigh and flesh, or the thigh and buttocks flesh moving a little. Shake the shoulders. And let it go. And then find either movement or stillness, all right? It might be a combination of the two. Gazing down toward the floor or letting the eyes gently close. Feel your connection to the feet, to the earth. The spine lengthening out of that stability. But there's no need to force it. Simply be aware of the space around the body and sense your whole being filling that space. And the breath deepening. Palms come together toward the heart space. If you're not already at the front of the mat, you can go ahead and step to the front of your mat. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. Interlace the hands so the index finger and thumbs point up. Exhale, lean over to one side. Inhale in the center. Exhale over to the other side. Stay rooted in both feet. Inhale, center, exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze shoulder blades together. We'll do that same thing again. Inhale, take arms overhead. Exhale to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Slow the breath down. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the chest. Inhale, sweep both arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward toward the legs. Hands to the shins or thighs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold toward the legs. Drop the weight of the head. Sweep the hands to the low back, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, come the whole way up. Exhale, palms to the heart, gaze toward the fingertips. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Take your time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold into the legs. Stay here, one breath. Hands deep to the low back, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, come up with a flat back. Exhale, palms to the heart. One breath here. Receive the breath. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, extend, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Stay in the forward fold, 2 breaths. Then hands come to the floor or your blocks. Lunge the right leg way back. Balancing on the blocks or the hands on either side of the front foot, we'll just take a little bit of movement up and down. Breath stays fluid. And then on your next exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the front leg any amount, stay in the forward fold, 2 breaths. Soften the shoulders, relax the hands and the jaw. And then come forward back into the lunge, and we're going to make circles with the pelvis. Right, so you might rock a little bit on that left foot, kind of side to side or forward to back. And reverse direction. And then when you're ready, step right foot back up to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Left leg goes back. We'll begin with a little bit of bouncing, kind of just bounce that back leg a little bit, and that will move the pelvis. And then you'll straighten the front leg any amount, bow over the front thigh. 2 slow breaths here. Come back into the lunge. And here we'll make those circles with the pelvis. And reverse direction. And then the back knee will come to the mat. Slide the right knee to meet it. Blocks out of the way. Hands to the earth. Table pose. Inhale, heart forward. As you exhale, round the back. And then bend the elbows. Hug the elbows toward each other as you make your way back into child's pose. Inhale, pull forward. At the top of the inhale, tilt the pelvis forward. Send the sternum forward. Exhale, round the back, draw the chin in, then bend the elbows, draw elbows and forearms toward each other as you sink back into child's pose. Good, 3 more times. Slow, mindful movement. Hearing, feeling the breath in the throat. Taking your time with the breath. Good, and then inhale, pull forward into the table pose, and exhale, press back into downward dog. If you want to play around a little bit with Uddiyana Bandha here in downward dog at the end of the exhale, if you're not pregnant, menstruating, trying to conceive, or with a very full belly, holding the breath out at the end of the exhale, just a really gentle one here to start, maybe lifting the abdomen in and up slightly on the hold after exhale. Then we'll walk or lunge the feet up toward the front end of your mat, folding forward again. Inhale, extend halfway, receive the breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, palms together at the heart. Great, sweep the fingertips to the low back, all right? So I'm perching my fingertips toward the low back, and my fingertips are really on the top of the buttocks, and then my thumbs come toward the low back. Squeeze the elbows toward each other, root down into the feet. And then you slide down a bit with the fingers Continue to press the fingers into the back body as the elbows move back and toward one another. Good, draw the chin in slightly, and we'll begin by just turning the head side to side. And then let the head come into the center, and then we'll drop one ear toward one shoulder, head in the center, other ear toward the shoulder, head in the center. If you want to coordinate it with the breath, you can exhale over to one side. Inhale, center, exhale to one side. Keep the arms active. Good, and then we'll begin to make half circles, chin drops. Inhale, exhale, chin drops down. Inhale to one side. A couple more. And then relax the arms, maybe give yourself a little shoulder shimmy and shake. Okay, stepping to the front of the mat again, deep in breath, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step all the way back into plank pose. Inhale in plank pose, rock forward a bit, lower the knees down. Exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift the hands and the head and chest off the mat. Stay here as you exhale, squeeze the upper arms and elbows toward each other. Another deep breath in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Then plant the hands on the mat, stay lifted on your next breath, maybe lift a little higher, using arm strength, and then exhale, press back, downward dog. Slow breath in and out. Sweep the left leg into the air, big inhale. Stay as you exhale. If you like, you can bend the knee and then open the leg so that the hips stack here. Stay rooted in both hands. Draw the elbows and forearms toward each other. And then square the hips again as you straighten the left leg. Step the left foot forward between the hands. Grab your blocks if it's helpful. Plant the back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Stay here as you exhale. Inhale, warrior one. This time as you exhale, straighten the front leg any amount. Sweep the hands to the low back. Pyramid pose. Bend the front knee. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, straighten the front leg any amount. Chin in as you sweep hands to the low back. Pyramid pose. Two more. Slow the breath and the movement down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, stay. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, hinge from the hips if the back feels strong. Biceps can stay by the ears. Hands to the floor or the blocks. Spin up on the back toes. Inhale in your lunge. And exhale, downward facing dog. You can come down to child's pose and rest. You can stay in downward facing dog. Or if you like, you can move mindfully through this flow, right? Whichever is best for you. Rocking forward, exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck the toes, inhale, lift the hands and the head and chest away from the earth. Stay as you exhale, squeeze the upper arms and elbows back. On the next breath, hands can come down, inhale, maybe lift higher, and exhale, downward dog. If you're in child's pose, feel free to stay there a little longer. And those of you in downward dog, slow, mindful breathing, using balanced engagement between the legs and the arms. If you're in child's pose and feeling ready to join, we'll come into downward dog. We'll lift the right leg into the air. Hear and feel the breath. Remember, if at any point, if the breath becomes erratic, it's an indication to take a break. Good, and then you can bend that knee if you like, opening the hips, stacking. And then square the hips, coming back toward the middle, lift the right leg a little higher. And then step the foot forward. You can use the knees to come down, the blocks. Plant the back foot down, inhale, warrior one. Stay as you exhale. Deep inhale, warrior one. As you exhale, straighten the front leg any amount, sweep hands to the low back, pyramid pose. Then the front knee, inhale, receive the breath. Exhale, chin in as you fold forward. Two more. Inhale, Virabhadrasana one. Stay as you exhale. Inhale, straighten the front thigh. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward. Hands to the earth or blocks. Spin up on the back toes. Inhale in the lunge. And exhale, press back into downward dog or lower into child's pose. Either staying in child's pose or downward dog, or if you feel like you have the vitality to move mindfully through the flow, you can lower down on your exhale. Inhale, float up, lift the hands away from the earth, stay. On that third inhale, hands root down, maybe lift higher, and exhale, downward facing dog. Either in child's pose or downward facing dog, allowing the breath to regulate. If it got erratic at all during the more active phase. Those of you in downward dog, if you like, you could activate a little Uddiyana Bandha here on the hold after exhale once the breath is regulated. And if you're not already in child's pose, go ahead and lower the knees, sink hips back to the heels. Whatever arm variation you like. If you want, you could take this one with elbows or palms together. Elbows on the earth and the thumbs come toward the back of the neck. Following the breath inside, allowing the breath to be nourishing and revitalizing on the in-breath. You exhale completely, slowly. There is no hurry to breathe. Good. Slide the hands back by the shoulders, the knees. We're going to come into a squat toward the back end of the mat. Feel free to widen your feet. Good. Lighten the load on the hands. Lift the palms up to the heart. As you're ready, use the strength of the legs, come all the way up to standing, arms overhead, and exhale, palms to the heart. Keep the hands here, rest the hands over the heart, or allow the arms to come down by your side. We'll take a couple of moments to adjust. Being upright. Observer mind, witness consciousness. Noticing if those strands of the mind or distraction are moving outward. Allow them to coil back inward, redirecting awareness into the body, into the here and now. Okay, let's step wide on the mat. Setting up for warrior 2. Take the left foot to point forward, right foot turns in. Nice wide stance here. We'll bend into the left knee, mindful that the knee is tracking right over the ankle. You stay connected to the outer right foot. Good, and then spin the shoulders and chest to your right. Arms sweep out to the side. We'll take eagle arms here. So right arm crosses over left, Garudasana arms, palms together. Good, continue to stay connected to the legs as you press down into your feet from the hips, deepen the breath here. And any movement that you'd like to take in the arms, feel free to take. Maybe moving up and down. You can take the arms over to the left a little bit. You can even pull the upper arms toward the chest and lift the head a bit to open the neck. And unravel the arms, legs staying in, warrior 2. Arms sweep out to the side, flip the palms to face up. Reverse warrior. If you want, you can take the gaze toward the hand or simply gaze forward. Mindful that the left knee is still tracking right over the ankle, staying stable and steady in the legs. And then you can straighten the leg, lower the arms down. We'll pivot the feet angles. Bend into the right knee. Knee tracks right over the ankle, getting as low as you can, that you can stay there. If you need to take breaks at all while we're here, it's a long hold for the legs. Feel free to straighten and then come back out. Find the breath, arms sweep out to the side. Left arm goes on top this time. Navel spins a little bit to the left. And then whatever movement, if you took movement on that first side with the arms, feel free. And if you're not able to do eagle arms, you just give yourself a little hug here, right? Wrapping the fingers as far as you can around the upper back or the shoulders. And then arms expand back out, flip the palms up, reverse warrior. Either gazing up toward the right palm or just straight ahead. Slow, smooth breaths as you open the right side body. And straighten and come up. All right, let's heel toe the feet in, but feet parallel here. Good, grab a strap or interlace the hands at the low back. Root into the outer edges of your feet a little bit more, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, lift the front of the spine. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, bow forward. Allow the arms to come off the back any amount. If you're feeling a lot of constriction, go ahead and grab a strap or a scarf or something so you can get a little more opening across the chest. Drop the weight of the head, soften the jaw. Rock the weight just a little more forward into the balls of the feet without losing connection to the heels. If you do have the bind with the hands, maybe working to take the crease out of the wrist so the palms come closer together. Good. Slowly release the arms. Stay in the forward fold, 2 to 3 more breaths. As you exhale, squeeze the navel center toward the back body. And then walk the hands up to the thighs or hips. Inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, re-engage your legs, draw the chin in, and then inhale, come the whole way up with a flat back. Slowly heel toe the feet together, pausing in stillness, knee is soft. Observe our mind, letting go of judgment. Let's come toward the front end of the mat. Exhale, hinge forward. 3 breaths in Uttanasana. And then hands to the floor or blocks. Lunge the left leg back and lower the knee down. I'm going to grab a blanket here. If you want some extra padding, go for it. Good, so walk the right knee back a little bit more. Hands on the floor or the blocks on either side of the left foot. Powerfully root the left foot down a little bit more as you lighten the load on the hands or the blocks, whatever you're resting on, lighten the load on the hands, on the floor or the blocks. But draw the tailbone into the body. Root the back shin down, hands come to the front thigh. Then sweep the right arm into the air. Good, if it's available to you without a strap, you can go ahead and take eagle arms or cow face arms here, wrapping the arms behind you, or you can get your strap or just grab a hold of your t-shirt. Powerfully use the strength of the legs here from the pelvis, press down into both legs, lift the abdomen. And then slowly release. Hands come down to the earth or your blocks, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Shift the hips back. Walk the blocks back if you're using them. Pull the toes away from the earth. Right, so you can stay right here, nice and upright. There's no need to fold. Dig that heel into the earth and drag the outer left hip back in space so the pelvis gets a little more square. Slow the breath down, maybe lower the blocks a little bit if you are on the blocks, or bend the elbows a little bit if the hands are on the earth. Continue to keep the spine long here. One more slow breath. Walking the hands back upright. Good, we'll switch sides. So left knee back, right foot forward, starting in the low lunge. Slide the left knee back and the right foot forward. Begin to utilize the strength of the legs here, lighten the load on the hands or the fingertips. Lift the abdomen, draw the tailbone into the body here, hands come to the front thigh if you like. Strong legs. Slow, mindful breathing. Left arm sweeps into the air. Keep lifting the right side of the abdomen. You can keep the arm right there, or if you want to take the arm bind, maybe clasping fingertips or your t-shirt or a strap behind you. Draw the upper left arm toward the ear if you are doing that. Strong, strong legs, stay with the breath. And slowly release, hands come down to the blocks. Shift hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Walk the blocks back so they're right underneath the shoulders. Again, remember we're keeping the spine nice and long here. Root the right heel down, isometrically drag it back. Soften the jaw. Receive the breath. And slowly come upright. Slide that knee back to meet the other. Blocks out of the way, table pose, sink the hips toward the heels, Balasana, child's pose. Widen the knees here so there is a little more space for the abdomen to soften. Breathe into the belly, breathe into the back body. All right, let's come forward back into table pose. Right foot steps forward, left knee back. This time we'll bring both blocks inside the foot and walk the right foot out to the right edge of the mat, and the toes can point out. Slide the left knee back and space a bit. Good, so you might hang out right here, hands on the blocks. Some of you may be able to come onto your forearms, taking the forearms to the blocks or the earth. Right toes point out, right knee going out a bit here as well. Then we're going to shift the hips back, all right, and come onto the outer edge of that right foot. And then take the hips straight back, all right? So you might need to come up onto the hands, or you might be able to stay on the forearms if you didn't go too low. So for me, I feel this the most along the outer right thigh, like this front thigh, so the outer thigh and glute here. Good, flattening the foot, toes still pointing out. Just rest on the left forearm only and sweep the right hand to the thigh or the low back as you twist. Peel the right shoulder back. Might be able to lower that left forearm a little bit more. Good, and then let's slowly, slowly unwind and switcheroo. Right, so left foot forward, toes turn out as it comes toward the edge of the mat, hands to the blocks, walk the right knee back a bit. And maybe coming on to the forearms. Or you stay right where you are. And we come onto the outer edge of the foot, shift hips back. You might need to walk your blocks back a bit. Hips going straight back. Where you feel some sensation along the outer left thigh, outer left hip. Good, and then we'll take it forward again. Flatten the left foot, walk the blocks forward, walk the hands forward. And then supporting yourself on just the right hand or right forearm. Left hand comes to the thigh or low back behind you as you twist. Open the chest, peel the left chest back. And slowly, slowly unraveling. Good. Blocks can move out of the way. And go ahead and come on to the back. If you were using a blanket here for the knees, go ahead and fold that blanket up for our abdominal breathing. We won't go there quite yet, but then you'll have it ready. Good, and then making your way all the way onto the back. Slowly and mindfully bend the knees, feet on the earth. Let the eyes close. Mindful of the breath coming into the body. The practice bringing you back into yourself. Good. Draw the left thigh in, interlace the hands around the thigh or the shin. Slow the breath down, the knee can go a little wider. And then straighten the right leg long. Hold on to the left leg with just the right hand. Left arm goes out into a T. Twist. Over to the right. Left arm out to the side. Now continue to keep the right hand on the left thigh. You're simply straighten the left leg and bend it. Inhale, straighten the leg, press the heel away from you any amount. Exhale, bend the knees, spin the navel to the left. Inhale, straighten the leg any amount. Exhale, bend the knee. Maybe try to lift the heel a little higher than the knee. So you're creating a little more internal rotation. One more time. Knee lowering a little bit more than the heel. And then you can allow the leg to drop and relax, bent or straight. And slowly come back into the center. Lower the left foot down, bend the right knee, take a moment, both feet on the earth, knees bent. And then let's draw the right thigh in, holding onto the thigh or the shin. Pull in, you can take the knee a little wider. Good, and then the left arm holds onto the leg, right arm goes out to the side. Exhale, twist, left leg stretches long. And then that movement with the right leg, straightening it any amount. Inhale, as you exhale, bend the knee and try to lower the knee a little bit more than the heel. It's a very subtle movement. Aiming to create a little more internal rotation around the hip. And then you can keep the knee bent or straight, stay in the twist, slow down the breath. especially the exhale. Empty completely. And then slowly come back into the middle. Draw both knees in. Knees can go wide. Maybe roll the ankles a few times in each direction. Good, and then we'll set up our blanket. The abdominal breathing. Grab a sweatshirt or any extra clothing so you feel cozy. Remember, we don't need too much height here, just an inch or two maybe. And when you lie back, the edge of the blanket should be in line with the belly button. And then maybe if you want to tuck the blanket a little bit for the head, you can, giving the head and neck a little more support. Getting cozy and comfortable. Softening the jaw, the breath. Letting the arms drape out to the side. We'll move a little more succinctly through this 4-part sequence that we've been doing for the last month or so. The first stage, you begin by letting go of any shaping of the breath. Be aware of the presence of breath at the navel, the movement created by breath in the abdomen. It's already there. You allow your awareness to be pulled toward that tangible experience. Sensation of breath in the belly. And in the next phase, you'll gently elongate the breath, allowing the inhale to descend down toward the pelvic bowl and the low back, and concentrating the breath in the belly. The moment you feel breath begin to rise toward the ribs or chest, start the exhale. So abdomen totally soft here, receptive belly. Breathing down into the low back, the pelvic bowl. Doesn't have to be your fullest breath. Remember, quality over quantity. Quality smooth, nourishing, spacious. Patience with the breath. And you can move into the next stage for about 4 to 5 breaths. The inhale begins in the same way, filling the lower part of the torso, and then gently rising up to expand into the upper body. And then on the exhale, there is a release from the navel and coming back to the top, emptying down. Filling from the bottom to the top, emptying from the top to the bottom, no strain. Stay spacious and easy. The breath moves freely. After 4 to 6 cycles, return to involuntary breath. A gentle presence of breath at the navel. Effortlessness. If you like, you can continue to rest exactly where you are. Doing the closing meditation in a more restful supine position. If you would prefer to sit upright for the closing meditation, begin to move the body. Make your way into a seated position. So this meditation is a little more of a kriya, so there is an action alongside or accompanying the breath. And yet the breath should stay very gentle. Please don't feel like you have to start to deepen your breath or breathe in a forceful way. Allow the breath to stay very effortless. Feel that the whole body is supported by an ocean of prana, by a sea of white light, healing, nurturing, nourishing, like moonlight all around you. And as the body inhales, sense this moonlight, this healing light move in through the gateways of the senses toward the midbrain. There's a brief suspension of breath, and as the body exhales, that healing light penetrates the brain, the tissues and cells in the head. Repeat that as the body breathes in. You draw healing moonlight, healing prana in through the gateways of the senses. Even sense it coming in through the skin. Briefly suspend with awareness at the midbrain like a little moon glowing brighter there. And then as the body breathes out, healing light moves through the brain and all the cells in the head and throat. A few more times. Easy breath. Let go of that technique and again be aware of that healing presence of light, moonlight, prana all around you. Now we'll breathe into the heart space, sensing awareness draw in through the gateways of the senses, the soles of the feet, through the whole body, into the heart. As you exhale, flooding the heart space with ease, with moonlight, with nourishment. A couple more times, drawing in as though the skin is porous. Straight to the heart center, flooding the heart with nourishment. And then pulling into the navel on this last round, we'll draw awareness of moonlight or the sea of prana up through the soles of the feet, The legs and the pelvis toward the navel region on the inhale. Gentle pause at the navel, moonlight growing brighter there. And then as you exhale, feel the navel center and the abdominal organs, the reproductive organs nourish. Do that a few more times. Easy breath. And those of you in an upright position, bring some gentle awareness to Mula Bandha, the root lock, very subtle. And allow the hands to come to rest over the abdomen and the heart, or both hands on the belly, both hands on the heart, whether you're lying down or seated. Slow, nourishing breath into the belly, into the chest. Witness, observer consciousness, noticing how you feel. Acknowledging the unfolding of your own practice. The journey and the destination. One. Another deep breath in and out, feeling gratitude for your body. Bowing into yourself if you're upright, if you're on your back, maybe rolling over to the side, closing here. Namaste. Thank you all for being present. Drink plenty of water. Move slowly, take your time. If you have any questions or want to check in, stay on a little bit after. And I'll see you all next week, if not before. Some of you, I think I'll see you on Wednesday for Yoga Nidra. I'm gonna stop the recording.